Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy 3rd of April. Happy day 93 of the year. How are you feeling this morning? Hopefully you had a great night of rest and you're relaxed and ready to start another Friday and get ready for the weekend coming up. It is the 93rd day of the year, and according to 365 Tao by Deng Ming Tao, our word for today is confidence. So it'll be interesting to see what this little book of Taoist wisdom has to say for us on that topic. So grab your books, grab your journal and something to write with. Find a quiet and comfy place where you're not going to be disturbed for the next 15 minutes or so while we read together. Remembering that 15 minutes is just 1% of your day, and we've committed to 93 days of 1%. And something that came up in a passage the other day was the effect of compounding, right? When you do something over and over and over again, the benefits compound. So you've got 93 days of compounding action at this point in the year. You started off at 1 and now you're at 93. So hopefully you're seeing the benefits of that compounded practice that you've been doing for 93 days, and just 1% over 93 days is hopefully having a positive influence on your life. So get grounded, be present, be here and now. Remember that the easiest way to do that is to connect with your breath. So take a couple of deep breaths in with long, deep exhales out, remembering that when you do a longer exhale than you do an inhale, you're sending a little message to your brain that it's time to relax and down-regulate. So get comfy, cozy, settled, present, open your book to page 93, and let's start reading together on the subject of confidence. Truth perceived gives assurance. Skill yields self-reliance. With courage, we can defy danger to increase power, increase humility. Through constant contemplation, we can arrive at the truth. The more experienced we are, the more thorough our understanding, and thus the more we can come to rely on our knowledge. When we exercise what we know, it not only extends our understanding of the truth, but helps us take action in meaningful ways. The more we do, the more self-reliant we are. Wow, that's a great sentence. I'm going to reread it. The more we do, the more self-reliant we are. Love that. Every achievement brings a wonderful dividend of confidence. We try greater and greater ventures until we are brave enough to accomplish undertakings far beyond what the average person imagines. When we reach that level of consummate skill, it is a time of both celebration and extreme caution. We are justified to rejoice, for this is the level of ability that we have been striving so long and hard to attain. It is also a time for caution, because the foolish will eventually try something too great for them to handle. Pride and passion will lead to their downfall. Therefore, the more accomplished one becomes, the more circumspect one should be. The higher one's skills, the more precarious one's road. The most powerful followers of Tao are among the most humble. By availing their light until the proper moments, they escape the greatest danger of all, hubris. This is a really good one about keeping yourself in check. Obviously being confident but not arrogant, and there's a very big, distinct difference between those two things. Having confidence in yourself and your abilities is a very healthy thing, but when it goes over to arrogance, that's not a healthy thing. And nobody wants to be around somebody who's arrogant, but you definitely want to be around somebody who's confident. And as it says here, a person who's confident is self-reliant. A person who's confident has, spent a lot of time honing their skill so that it's become something that, they have a lot of confidence in doing. They do it well. They do it to the best of their ability, but they also remain humble in all of that. They're not going to become arrogant. They're not going to become self-righteous. They're not going to think that they're better than anybody because they're more skilled than other people. They remain humble throughout of it. And it says here, the greatest danger of all is hubris. And I'm pretty sure the dictionary definition of that is like self-importance or gloating or how would you describe hubris? Like being arrogant, and we don't want to be arrogant ever. We want to be humble. Obviously, yes, we want to be confident, but we don't want to go overboard. And as it says here, knowing when is a good time, like not to push your limit. I believe that's something that we've discussed previously as well, that knowing your boundaries, knowing that you've kind of come to the edge of your limit, knowing that's where your skill ends, and not pushing it too far, not pushing it to the extreme, not letting your pride take over, not letting hubris take over, not letting arrogance take over, remaining confident that like, okay, I'm good here, my skill set kind of ends here, I've accomplished what I need to do, I'm not going to push it any further. That's wisdom as well. So have a think about that, the difference between confidence and arrogance. And think about a person who has a lot of confidence in what they do and how they do it well, but remain humble. And then think about somebody who does something very well, but is very arrogant about it and slips into hubris. And think about the kind of person you would rather spend time with. And then think about your own skills. I'm sure there's plenty of things that you're very, very good at, that you spend a long time, perhaps a lifetime honing as a skill that you're very confident in doing, but hopefully you don't switch over that border, that boundary into the hubris and the arrogance. Remain confident, but always remain humble. So that's a beautiful lesson for today from 365 Tao. I encourage you to reread this passage in your own time and pull out anything here that resonates and journal about it. Thank you so much for being here for 93 days, and I will check in with you tomorrow.